Hello and welcome to IAS Origin. In this video, we will discuss about a very important topic generally for the beginners of UPSC Civil Services examination and those who are in the middle of their preparation but they feel that they are lost out. So we will discuss how to break down the UPSC syllabus. Here I'll not be talking about any theory or the syllabus, but here I'll be talking about how to break it down so that those pieces you can cover on priority and how to approach those topics we will be discussing in this video. Because UPSC Civil Services examination, you will agree with this, my ideology. When you start your preparation, it's like very exciting. You're collecting resources, you're seeing a lot of things, you're collecting books, reading XYZ things, and then you enter into preparation like first month, 3 months, 6 months, and then you feel that this preparation is ever expanding. So this video will help you to consolidate your preparation, because if it is ever expanding and you are failed to consolidate, it means you failed to qualify this examination. So the most important thing here you need to understand is how to break down the syllabus with the practical guide. Before moving on to in this video, I conduct 3 hours free masterclass of UPSC Civil Services examination, whether you're preparing for next year 2025 or 2026 or maybe beyond that, that particular session will be very helpful. The registration is absolutely free. Link is given in the description. Now here we talk about how to break down the syllabus. Now if you see the syllabus, it is divided into 2 parts, although not divided by UPSC itself, but we can see from the topics mentioned in the syllabus. Now when you see the syllabus, static topics and dynamic topics. So here, although all the topics can be converted into static or dynamic, like for example, a current issues related to history can become dynamic from static. And the same thing, a dynamic subject like science and technology, they can ask any question on static portion of that. But here you need to understand that some topics by nature they are static. For example, GS1 paper. If you see GS1 paper, it's more or less static. Art and culture, geography, but some social issues are dynamic. Same in GS paper 2, polity, constitution, these are considered as static. Generally does not change very frequently. But if we talk about GS paper 2, international relation, it is full dynamic. Talking about general studies paper 3, so GS paper 3 is 90% dynamic because economy is dynamic, science and tech, disaster management and internal security. So all are dynamic. So first of all, what you need to do is you need to divide the whole syllabus into static and dynamic. On the basis of that, you have to make notes as well. Like for example, people make mistakes. What is the biggest mistake they make? Is they make their handwritten notes in a copy. So what I say to my students is that GS1, GS2, GS3 and GS4. Now imagine these 4 are papers, and here it is important to have a separate folder for these papers. Now for example, something you find about geography, you put it in GS1 folder. But if you find some news related to suppose El Nino, La Nina or something like that, in the dynamic portion, you put that same handwritten notes in GS paper 1. This is very vital because when you make notes in your copy, it is difficult to update and it is difficult to delete. And when you revise, you will struggle. So always try to make these notes on a loose sheets. It will help you. Talking about dynamic, so I always say A4 size papers, you take those because A4 size papers are not ruled, they are plain, and these plain papers you have to write answers in the examination. So you have to have the habit of writing answers on non-ruled papers or unruled papers where there's no lines to write it. So when you make all your newspaper, current affairs notes on A4 size paper, it will help you in your mains examination. Next thing is very important is focus on key themes. Here I'll tell you a very special thing. Listen very carefully. If you see GS1, GS2, GS3 and whatever optional you will be having, optional 1, optional 2, GS4 and essay. Now if you see these two big blocks, okay, just tell me in the comment section, this is block number 1 or this is block number 2. If you see the amount of effort you need to put in your preparation and the output you will get, like for example here the output you will get is 1000 marks, here you will get 750 marks, but the amount of subjects here you have to read is way higher in comparison to the portion number 2. So slot 1, slot 2, which one is easy in terms of effort and the output? It means the amount of effort we are putting in and the output we are getting. Tell me in the comment section. Now here you need to understand that GS 1, 2, 3 requires more subjects knowledge, more effort, but this slot 1 will also help you in preliminary examination. So in pre-exam this will again help, but here these two things will not exactly help you, because these optional subject obviously will help your prelims examination. It depends on your optional subject. Essay generally is a compilation of all the knowledge, and GS4 is having a limited syllabus, so you have limited bandwidth to expand your horizontal knowledge. You need to have more vertical knowledge. So mains is all about that. Here what I'm saying is focus on key themes. Now first of all we need to understand key. What's the meaning of the word key? Here you have to see the weightage. Like for example, if I talk about GS1 history, under history people read medieval history, people read ancient, modern, post-independence world, but here you have to play your cards very carefully. Like for example, world history not the part of prelims examination, so world history only for your written examination. So don't read world history like you may expect MCQ on that. Are you getting my point? On the same lines, if you see art and culture, you will be seeing that in the mains art and culture is written. So art and culture will be heavy, modern history will be heavy. So here what is important is to understand the weightage, to understand these the word key and themes. So key themes are important, what to read, what not to read. Stick to the syllabus, that is the most important thing here. Next is primary reference. What generally people do is, I always say to my classroom program students that you study from Monday to Friday only. Saturday is for revision. Saturday is for revision and Sunday is for test and analysis. If you follow this schedule, you will surely complete the syllabus on time. Although I always say there's no single date where you feel that, okay, I have done with this syllabus, my syllabus is completed, now I can write test. Tests are the part of the preparation. I've explained in my other videos as well. But here we are talking about the primary reference. What I'm saying, suppose for example, Monday to Friday, very important. So suppose for example, you are studying for 5 hours, not very optimistic. 5 hours self-study I'm talking about here, okay? Apart from your classes, newspaper, notes, etc. So suppose you are studying for 5 hours, I can say polity, history, geography, economy, and we can say newspaper. Okay, 5 hours, 1 hour for this and 4 hours. So 5 hours in a day you are studying for 5 days. It means effectively 5 into 5 is 25 hours that you will be devoting. Then on Saturday you revise static portion and the newspaper notes that you have made. On Sunday you write test. The test may be MCQ or answer writing. So MCQ or mains. Can be anything depending on the stage of your preparation. But you do one important thing. What it is? Every Sunday, listen very carefully. Every Sunday you have to do one thing. you have to see last 3 years PYQs, and you have to see the syllabus once again. Why I am saying this? Because when you read syllabus every Sunday, you will understand, you will remember that this portion is the part of my syllabus and this XYZ portion is not the part of my syllabus. So when you will be reading polity, when you will be reading history, when you will be reading geography, economy or newspaper, you will be very cautious with your time that this is the part of the syllabus and this is not. So don't get emotional in reading more and more. Just read whatever is important. Next is subtopics. Why I am saying this? Just listen carefully. If you see GS1, in one line they have written salient features of physical geography. Now, if you see the book in the market, there's a whole book on physical geography. In UPSC, they have written a single line for that. It means that single line of the syllabus becomes the whole book of 500 to 800 pages. So, if you don't make your subtopics from the syllabus, you will struggle. Now, you will ask me how to make the subtopics. Like, for example, agriculture. Okay, agriculture is very heavy in GS paper 3. Now, under GS paper 3, if you see agriculture, agriculture has so many parts. Like, for example, irrigation. Like, for example, insurance. Like, for example, food distribution, etc., etc. Now, you will ask me, sir, how to identify these subtopics? How can I make those subtopics? So, from one single line, you have to make what possible questions or the areas, subtopic or the theme can be under this one topic known as agriculture. Same for India and its bilateral relations mentioned in GS paper 2. So India and bilateral relation, it means India is engaging with Brazil is also important. India is engaging with any African country is important. Recently, Prime Minister went to Kenya. India-Kenya relation, question can become. But if something is happening between Argentina and Uruguay is not important. So India and its bilateral relation is important. Linking with this, the next topic is PYQ. Now in the previous topic, I told you to make subtopics. Now how will you make subtopics? If you see last 5 years PYQ, you will find all kind of possible subtopics in the UPSC syllabus. Here last 5 years PYQs means for preliminary examination and for mains examination, both you have to see. And then you'll be able to link the syllabus with PYQs. So last 3 years PYQs and syllabus you have to see every year. But while making the subtopics and linking with PYQs, you should refer last 5 years. If you need any help in compilation, you just write a message to my WhatsApp number. Link is given in the description. We'll give you those subject-wise bifurcated PYQs. What is important here is that UPSC gives 2 things. Always remember 2 things. One is syllabus, another is PYQ. Apart from this, UPSC doesn't give anything else. And these 2 things are very important. If you keep these 2 things on a weekly format, by seeing every week syllabus, PYQs, you will always be on the right path. Like students keep on asking me, sir, what's the right path? What's the right strategy? Simple strategy. What UPSC is giving is like a gold. You have to keep it with you. You have to follow that and you have to see what exactly UPSC is demanding. So I hope you like this video. Don't forget to register for the 3 hours free workshop on UPSC Civil Services, where I have decoded each and everything about this examination, starting from coverage of the syllabus, how to write answer, sources to refer, how toppers write answers, etc., etc. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.